If you've been on the Pokemon scene recently, I'm sure you've heard of the Kabuto King. This trainer is on the mission to collect all of the first edition fossil Kabuto cards from 1999. At the time of this recording, he's caught 1,783 first edition fossil Kabuto cards. And this little fossil Pokemon, gosh, it is blown up. As we've set the stage for this little fossil, let's break down some of the numbers. 1 year ago today, the card that we're talking about, Kabuto First Edition Fossil, was just 75 cents. A month ago, it hit a whopping $5. That's a lot of growth just over 11 months right there, going 75 cents all the way up to $5. Today though, at the time of this recording, on TCG Player, the first edition Fossil Kabuto card was at $39.48. Wow, that is just a huge increase year over year. And to top off that increase, there's no near mint first edition versions of it for sale on TCG Player. So even if you want to go buy one yourself, you can't find it. It's sold out. Not only has this collecting changed the market of first edition Kabuto cards for Fossil, it's been picked up by news outlets such as Fanatics, Yahoo Finance, and it's even been featured on GameStop's X account. The Kabuto movement is real. Now, he's doing something even bigger than Pokemon. He's auctioning off one of his first edition Kabuto fossil cards. Not only that, he signed it Kabuto King and drew a crown on the Kabuto. With this auction, he's promised to give 100% of the proceeds to St. Jude's charity. And with all the hype, I'm sure you could guess there's some movement going on this card. At the time of this recording, there's been 77 bids and it's capped out so far at $12,700 going to charity. In the description below, I'll put a link to the eBay auction so you can check out where it finishes at. And I'll also put a link to Kabuto King's X account so that way you can follow along on his journey with collecting all of the first edition fossil Kabuto cards. Kabuto King's intentions, gosh, they are great. But the tax result for this, unfortunately, not so great as it currently sits. At the time of this recording, the auction is not being ran through the eBay charities. The money is set to go to Kabuto King first, then he will donate it. Why is this important, you might ask? All the money is going to charity. There should be no issues. With the money going to Kabuto King first, the IRS will see this as a sale of asset rather than a direct gift to charity. What does that mean? Let's say you bought the card for $1. I know it is a lot cheaper, but we'll call it $1 just for ease. And the card does sell for $12,700. That means he's on the hook for the gain of $12,699. The IRS is going to expect tax on it, and the sale is based in the state of Illinois, so they'll be expecting their share of taxes on that as well. Since he's only held the card for a few months, it will be considered a short-term capital gain. What does that mean? It doesn't qualify for the favorable capital gains rate. It's treated as ordinary income. For our exercise in this video, we'll assume he's got a federal tax rate of 22%. That's about $2,793 in federal tax from this transaction. And since he's shipping from Illinois, he'll owe another 4.95% in state income tax. That's another $628. So altogether, he's looking at over $3,400 in taxes on money that he's giving away to a great charity. Right intention, unfavorable tax result. But Kyle, he's donating the money. Isn't that a charitable donation? Yes, he can deduct the donation, but only if he itemizes on his tax return. If he takes the standard deduction like most people, then he's not entitled to the deduction because charitable donations are only itemized deductions. So it's entirely possible that he'll pay tax on a charitable gift that he receives no proceeds from. Here's the fix though. If the auction was set up through eBay charities, then the funds would go directly from the buyer to eBay to the charity. Kabuto King would never touch the money. That means no income to report, no capital gains, no tax liability. Great result. And since he would be donating the card himself, he can still claim the non-cash donation at fair market value. With this, he's got the same generosity, but a much better tax result. Why does this matter? Whether you're selling cards, streaming, creating content, competing in tournaments, there's always a tax angle. Even when you're doing something good, if the structure's wrong, the IRS and the taxing authorities from the states, they will want their share of the piece. That's why here at Lavender Town Accounting, we're here to help you do it right from the start. So before you go, drop a like if this helped you understand how charitable auctions really work from a tax standpoint. Also, subscribe for more Pokemon tax tips that you won't be able to find anywhere else. And remember, we're here to help you count them all and keep them all, of course. See you next time.